Fans, welcome to another edition of Sports Chat from the Frozen Tundra. We have Chris Demott with us this week. He was smart enough to bring warm coffee out into the frigid ice box that is the northern headquarters of Sports Chat, located in beautiful Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, Canada. Got a lot to talk about this week. There's Lady Cougars, still undefeated in district play, almost stumbled against Hardin Valley Monday night.
Yeah, you go on the road in the district, it gets tough. Hardin Valley's got a really good team.
It was a tough game. The girls learned a valuable lesson about playing from behind, I think.
Yeah.
It's good to get that in before playoff time.
Right. Amber Young and Courtney Morris had a pretty dominating overtime. Amber Young scored 7 points, including the game winner. Then they turned around and handily beat Powell the next night. And then last night, the Wildcats of Oak Ridge came to town.
Another big win last night. Amber Young just really turned up the Jets, you know.
Yeah, I mean, she was the leading scorer last night. That's the great thing about this team. I mean, you've had all these seniors, and Kristen Chapman, Courtney Morris, Shayla Goins, Amber Young, and Maria Faust have all been a leading scorer. And they all play different positions.
Just as impressively, Amber had 15 rebounds last night. She had 14 points, 15 rebounds, that's a huge
double-double?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And she mixed it up with those Oak Ridge girls, too. She was on the floor as much as she was standing.
And Courtney Miller, not a shooter, but she's a pretty good ball handler and a pretty good ball stealer.
Yeah, she played good defense. The whole team played good defense. I mean, they held Oak Ridge to 30 points. Oak Ridge has been getting it back on track lately. They've won 3 or 4 of the games in a row. I was just looking on the Prep Extra report, and they improved. I think they were 7-3 in district play, something along those lines.
I talked to Robert Holder, the former Jacksboro Middle School football player. He's now sports editor of the Oak Ridger, and said no team has ever had more success against Oak Ridge's women's program than Campbell County.
Wow. It's a nice stat.
It really is. I mean, you look at Central, who had not beaten Oak Ridge ever until this year.
Yeah, Oak Ridge is that powerful, and especially in the girls' basketball.
Everything.
You know, they have good
Everything
sports.
they do.
They feel good sports in every department.
Now, yeah, that's where the district tournament is this year. Fans, if you've not been to Wildcat Arena in Joe Pruden Court, it's like a college stadium.
Now, you had some pretty good action from the boys, too. Oak Ridge boys team's a powerful squad this year.
Top 10 in the state. Only losses are to Carnes, I believe.
First time I've seen a alley-oop in that gym from Oak Ridge.
We've seen a couple this year from Campbell
I've
County.
seen dunks, but I've never seen that impressive of an alley-oop in a game. That's nice.
The only other true alley-oop I can remember seeing personally was a Paul Providence.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Paul Providence managed to catch a few alley-oops in his day. You know,
I'd like
Paul's
to see that.
6'7", big,
I'd like to see
big
that.
dude. But
Paul's the man.
They played Oak Ridge probably as tough as Oak Ridge has been played this year.
That was the only game I got to go this year, unfortunately, but I'm glad I picked that one out. It was one of the best games I've watched in that. And John and R, David Brown, Court, and Jim.
yeah, that was recently spoken about by the national media as being one of the toughest places to play in the entire East Tennessee area.
I think Oak Ridge can attest to that.
And Matt Housley was last week's High School Heroes Coach of the Week.
Yeah,
That's the first time I got to watch him coach. I enjoy his mannerisms and coaching
Oh,
style.
and a hoot.
He's a hoot.
He plays the game with them.
He does.
You know-
he's sweating more than they are by the end of the game.
No offense to the previous coaching staff and the previous football coaching staff, but the atmosphere's changed so much up there in regards to athletics.
It's the youth.
Now
Football, basketball.
you can relate because you played for both Kesslering and Wells, the previous 2 coaching staffs, about how different things are. I mean, Wells, he caught a lot of flack at the end, but Wells is part of the reason that this program's where it's at right now.
No, certainly.
Well, sure, who can win at Campbell County?
He did. He was the first one to ever do it. I wish he would have came a couple years prior so I could do it on that first winning season. But I'm just glad I was part of the building process.
I noticed that the gym, they put up all the pictures of the players finally, and they've got the effort. It's nice to see the businesses in the community getting behind the team.
Yeah.
Right. That was a nice addition.
The football team, Coach Price just said they got their new weights in, fixing up the weight room.
$18,000 worth.
If you want to donate any old weights to my house, I'll take whatever you got left over. Prices.
And you know that
team also got new Nike uniforms.
Sweet.
on the weight room real quick. That's not just for the football team.
No, that's
Yeah, that's pretty sweet.
Other sports and people that take the weightlifting class.
Yeah, you
get to
can
use
just
that
take the
stuff too.
weightlifting
Track,
class.
field, maybe even ROTC can use it.
Well, I know softball's using it because
Everybody who
They
wants
should
to
start
use
a powerlifting team up there. Other schools have powerlifting, don't they?
Mhm.
I thought so.
But everything's getting fixed up nicer. The Campbell County, as we've pointed out before, they got the new nice upgraded gym lighting and everything. It's just a lot of good things are flowing into the sporting programs up there.
right. Let's say Logan Hunter signs Wednesday with Tuscaloosa on National Signing Day.
Congratulations.
Logan's a massive kid.
Yeah, big kid.
I mean, he's going to make Tuscaloosa a good lineman. He's, he had a pretty darn fabulous year.
On the middle school front, I believe that the middle school tournaments are starting, aren't they?
Jasper and LaFollette are probably playing right now.
Oh, really? Playing each other in the tournament?
They had a first round
Opening
match.
round.
Third.
And here's the
Wow.
thing. Here's the thing. This first round of this tournament's win or go home. The top three go to the sectional.
Are they 1-1 right now against each other?
Mhm.
Oh,
Boys are
wow.
1-1
Winner
at the
takes
girls.
all. Winner takes all.
Jasper's boys team has come a long way since the beginning of the season.
Early on, Coach Parker had to start a lot of seventh graders. At one of the games we went to earlier this year, he started an entire.
I think
Really?
only
Oh,
Austin
seventh
Raines
grade.
was an 8th grader.
That's a
That's
fantastic
that
thing.
particular game.
to
He
start
may not
seventh
have.
graders. If
I wanna
you
say
have
he
the
started
talent level,
all seventh graders in one of the first games we went to.
You're right, he did.
because that just means they're all
because
going to
Austin
be
had
eighth
just
graders
come out of
next year.
football.
Yeah, and he's fine-tuned the team over the course of the year. He's going to play them well. I mean, and Coach Dotson, he has his team playing well.
I'll tell you
He
what,
likes to see who wins.
the Griffith kid, Dallas that plays for LaFollette, he's the real deal. He will be a freshman next year, and I'm pretty sure we will see him on the varsity.
It's tough to make the varsity, but Campbell County is losing a big influx of seniors this year.
This year you lose your two just big men post players.
That's tough losses.
What was that, Linton?
Linton
That
and
kid,
Chad.
that kid's amazing. Both of them.
I was talking to Robert Holder last night, and me and Dwayne Wilder have talked about it. Linton is probably the best post player in the district.
He's
I seen it.
size.
He's
I was surprised that
talented,
Oak Ridge didn't have
he's
more
good.
size than they had. I figured they would have some 6.
They usually have a 6'7" monster on their team. They haven't
For them
played
to be
usually
as
have
good
some-
as they're playing this year, I'm surprised.
But here's another thing.
We dominated on the
Talking
inside.
about Campbell County. Look how big a kid Gunner St. John is, and he comes off the bench.
Yeah.
I mean, he played actually a lot on the perimeter too.
Yeah, he is a good outside shooter. Corey Poteet is
Oh,
just a
was-
sniper from the outside.
He had a clutch shot last night to get his
He
back in with the
he
pin.
literally has a clutch shot every game.
He was burning it up too in the first half. I mean,
He was.
He kills you from that corner over there. I was sitting behind some Oak Ridge fans, and Lord guard that number 23. Get on him.
Well, he only missed what, 2 threes? What did he have, 4? What was he
I
like,
think he
4 or
had
6?
4 or 6. Something. I think that's about right. I mean,
He was pretty-
lighting it up.
Yeah.
So Coach Halsey's going to have a lot to work with next year. Like I say, it's tough to lose Chapman. It's tough to lose Litton.
Chapman has really come on in this second half of the season
And,
since the holiday tournaments too.
You're going to lose Tuffy
It's a
Shoe.
good time to turn around.
Tuffy,
Tuffy's
he
giving
comes
him some
off the bench,
valuable off the
he's
bench
a really
time.
good 6 man. He started last night for his senior year, but he comes in, he rebounds, he scrappy, cleans up plays. You look up and he's got 5 or 6 rebounds, 5 or 6 points in the game,
Mm-hmm.
and he's played good defense.
Well, that's what you want off your bench players. You want them to just come in and contribute, give your starters a good blow on the bench, and that's how it works. And you look, Trey Torres, 3 more years of him.
Yeah, that's amazing.
You have another year of Ethan Sampson at guard. So
He's just so calm and poised. I enjoy watching him play.
Those Oak Ridge defenders were up in his face last night. And,
Yeah.
You know, he handled the pressure.
I knew he would handle pressure well when he stole the ball from his brother at the Anderson County game and just drove it in for the score. Trey, to be a freshman, he's a freshman phenom.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I just mentioned before, I expected Gillenwater to maybe be the freshman impact guy after watching him at Jacksboro last year, 25, 30 points a game some nights. You know, he's on the JV team, and he's played a little bit this year with the varsity, but
He got in some last night, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he and Lettner have contributed.
I expect next year Gillenwater will be a big contributor on the team. And, you know, Coach Housley's got some good stuff coming back to work.
Trey it seemed like he never could get a good look at the basket, but he moved the ball effectively.
Being the point guard, you know, he would draw the defenders, penetrate, and he would dish to the guy, either Poteet over in the corner or Litton or Chapman down low. And, you know, Campbell County was leading by 10 points or 12, and he was playing well.
And on the girls' side, I've noticed that there's been some players promoted from the JV.
Yeah,
Campbell County's bench had at least 3 more players on it last night.
And I suspect Coach Browning may have had to do that after some results like the Cleveland County game where, you know, they're shooting 45 free throws.
Right. I mean, you get, you know, Faust is a hard playing post, and she gets in foul trouble every game, and she should. I mean,
that's the nature.
You got 5, and you might as well not leave them on the floor if you're going to stop somebody from scoring an easy bucket.
Yeah.
Amber Young, even as the 6th man, she uses her fouls to their most effectiveness.
She plays hard.
Kristen Chapman, on those rare occasions she does get fouled.
Kristen, I'm sure you watch this because everybody's a big fan of the show. But you're great at throwing those elbows, Sneaky. If you watch her close,
Sneaky elbows.
She's a ninja.
I like it.
She beat a girl up last night.
Did she?
And didn't even get caught for
the girl got called for foul, I'm pretty sure.
Nah.
No, that was a jump ball.
Yeah, it was a jump ball. The girl stole the ball from her, and Kristen pretty much punched her in the chest. And the girl dropped the ball. Kristen grabbed it.
And during the jump ball, she did this and torqued her neck back.
Pretty much just put her in some kind of neck hold.
Whatever works.
It was like they were Indian neck wrestling.
If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
And she's really, really good at it too. And you know that's the kind of player. She's a smart player. She's faster than everybody else on the court. Just about it.
Nobody's gonna out jump her.
Gotta hustle. I like hustling.
You know, the entire girls team. You know, Emily Burge coming off the bench, backing up. She's played big. Nikki Ward.
Nikki Ward's kind of like Poteet. She's pretty deadly from the perimeter. You let her set up and shoot a 3, it's almost automatic.
Now, Jellicoe basketball, they're having a lot of struggles this year. It turns out they had to dismiss some players from the team for academic reasons.
Oh no.
And
Now Cody Malakote's still.
Cody Malakote's still playing well, and still he has the spot open as a preferred walk-on to Middle Tennessee State.
Is it a walk-on? What's the preferred part?
Preferred walk-on is if
Probably get a
the
scholarship.
scholarship opens up, you'll get it.
Skylar McBee
Okay.
was basically a preferred walk-on.
So, you know, he's doing well. I mean, Jellicoe's team is around 500.
But they beat some good teams.
They're-
They beat Grace Christian,
Yeah, I was like Grace
and
Christian.
they were number 9 in the state.
Those academic suspensions have really hurt them, though.
You know, I was talking to a friend of ours
This proves you've got to do your classwork.
that coached football up there, and he had that problem. When Marlowe was up there,
Uh-huh.
like you had to stay on them for the grades.
I mean, you have that problem at every school. It's just that Jellicoe's so small,
It
and the
makes an
teams are so
impact if you
small,
lose
the
anybody.
impact's big.
Yeah.
And it's like their football team is 17 or 18 players. You cannot afford to
Can't
lose
lose.
anybody.
That's.
I mean, you're already against the wall with injuries and everything like that when you don't have that many players.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, it's just like, we went and saw Wartburg play them. They're roughly the same size as Jellicoe and had twice as many football players.
Wartburg puts out about 30.
It's all about that atmosphere after school.
You're absolutely right. And see, now Jellicoe's also getting an $18,000 weight room upgrade.
Good.
So
They deserve it.
They've got a new coach. He came in last year. Hopefully, he gets everybody inspired to play for him.
he's a Corbin guy. He knows how to win.
Oh, that's good. Very good.
He's one of Marlowe's old teammates, if I'm not mistaken.
On the UT front, recruiting season's in full swing still. You know, it's signing day here just very soon. A little bit of bad news. Dalton Santos, a big middle linebacker from Texas. A lot of rumors swirling that he's going to decommit from Tennessee. He's been committed to Tennessee for months and months. He's going to decommit, possibly go to Texas. He's from Texas.
I wouldn't imagine why you'd want to come to Tennessee from Texas, because Texas they're so narcissistic about their own state. I can't imagine anybody would come to Tennessee from Texas just from all
Just
the
because
Texans.
of their attitude.
Just
You
because all
worked
the
it.
Texans, yeah. Just
You
all the
worked in
Texans I know.
Texas.
The
You
thing
know how
about
it
it is there's so many prospects and so many people in Texas that they go all over the country. and play.
Yeah.
But Santos, the big thing about him, he really wants to play linebacker. He's a huge middle linebacker. And everybody says that if he goes to Texas, where they're going to play the 4-3, he's going to get moved to defensive end.
end.
But at Tennessee, he's going to install the 3-4 with the new defensive coordinator, and they said he would play in the middle. So hopefully, it's all rumors at this time of year. You hear a ton of them.
Yeah, he can
About
commit,
reasons.
decommit 3 times between now and then.
I mean,
and sign somebody.
I wouldn't be surprised if he goes to Texas. There's some people say his dad wants him to go to Texas really bad, but he wants to come to Tennessee. You never know in these situations. Nothing surprises you on signing day.
No.
You just hope you get the letters in. I did read a good article about Daniel McCullers, the monstrous defensive tackle that we got. He will be a monster nose guard and hopefully will be a big contributor, if not starter, from day one. He's 6'7" and 380 pounds.
Cool.
Remember Terrence Cody from Alabama?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's Terrence Cody's size made over. And his junior college coach was mentioned in the article about how much he had improved. He said when he got him, he just came and the guy said, "I want to play football for you." The guy was 6'7" and 450 pounds.
Wow.
And he said, "Man, I don't even know if you can get out of a stance or not. We'll see what you can do." And he said he's worked really hard, dropped 70 pounds off his.
He was griping. He said, "I don't even know if you can get out of stance."
Yeah, his coach, the guy who coached him said, "I never saw anybody, as big, it's just big. I'm not sure if you can get out of your stance right."
It doesn't matter. You still have to.
I would just lay him in both A games.
Yeah.
If you ever saw the movie Wildcats,
I've never seen it.
he like that
You
big
never
fella
seen
in
it?
Wildcats.
No.
I can't remember his name right now, but he's a monstrous
The
guy.
one that played for money.
Yeah.
Who was our last big lineman like that? Was it John Henderson?
To be
He was a
honest
big
with you,
guy.
Albert Haynes.
Albert Haynes.
those guys were big,
But not like
but
this.
I mean they were 6'6".
So you worked with both of those
310
guys,
pounds.
didn't you?
Yeah.
I had a class with Haynesworth, and he was a monster, but not like
Not
that.
like this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Haynesworth was 6'7", like I said, around 300. John Henderson was about 6'7", around 300. But this guy is he's otherworldly.
Extra 80 pounds.
Like literally,
Actually,
orbit the
last-
sun, otherworld.
The big guy we had like that was Albert Twina, the offensive lineman. But for a nose guard, he should be a bowling ball to try to get out of the way.
I'm excited.
We really need something like that because Dooley's really going to have to pull something big out.
He's gonna
this year.
have to pull 9 games.
I just heard the other day that Tennessee has the most returning starters in the league.
Well, it should be because of the excuse the last 2 years.
We're young. Yeah, there's a lot of young teams out there that done a lot better.
Tennessee has 20 starters returning. There's only 24 on the football team. We count your kickers.
Right.
And, so Tennessee got everybody coming back basically. As long as there's not a catastrophic injury at some key position again.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We have to move past that. You just have to. Kentucky's a fine example of that.
Even that, I don't see any way on earth this team should be expected to win less than 7 games, no matter what happens. But if everybody stays healthy or reasonably healthy, they should win 8 or 9 games. That's the kind of schedule they have, maybe more, with an upside for more.
You know what wouldn't bother me though? If we're awful. This is just the ideal situation. If we're awful, they fired him. Peyton Manning retires after one more good season with whoever he goes and plays with. And I know he doesn't have any coaching experience except for running the offense. Except for running the offense of the Colts.
He's coaching the NFL offense for the last 12 years.
Yeah, so I think he would be could you imagine having Peyton Manning here? I feel that's going to happen.
We talked about it some last week, and the sports talk guys on the Knoxville radio were saying, "Oh no, Peyton Manning can be a terrible coach."
Those guys, they're idiots. Their logic is stupid.
What is their logic?
They gave a bunch of different. They said great players don't make great coaches, which is a fallacy because some do, some
Mike
don't.
Ditka.
Philip Former. He played.
He wasn't even a great player.
He played.
Well, he said you're more likely to be a backup will make a better coach.
Which is also because look at Jason Garrett.
It's just that, as I pointed out last week, there's not many great coaches ever in any sport. the pool is shallow for great coaches. So bad players don't make great coaches. Good players don't make great coaches. You can
Great
say that-
people will make great
You can
coaches.
say that as a blanket statement because great coaches are few and far between.
Mm-hmm.
But there's examples both ways. I mean, they pointed out Magic Johnson was a terrible basketball coach. Larry Bird was a great basketball coach. They pointed out that Ted Williams was a bad baseball manager. I mean, baseball doesn't apply the same way.
Yeah, baseball management.
Yogi Berra was a great catcher for the Yankees, and I'm pretty sure he managed them to a couple World Series titles. And Bill Russell was a great player and took over as a player coach for the Boston Celtics, and they won like 4 championships.
did?
Bill Russell.
I didn't know that. He's a player. I know he's a player, but I
The
know he
Celtics
coached.
won 10 in a row for about the last 4 years that he was the player coach.
Wayne
wow.
Gretzky in hockey.
But there's a lot of good coaches. Manning, he can do whatever sets his mind to. Their other argument was, well, he's rich. Why would he even be motivated to do that?
Why would he be motivated to come out and play another year hurt?
Why would he be
Because he
motivated to
loved the
play
game.
football at all? They were rich before he ever came to
Exactly.
UT.
It's just like I tried to, we talked about, and ironically enough, the next day on Sports Talk, they were saying it about certain people. I think it was when Jorge Posada retired because they've been talking about baseball for some unknown reason constantly. And then the guy on there was saying great players like to do it for as long as they can. And they like to be involved in the game. They like to play, they like to coach, whatever they have to do to stay involved in it. It's not about money because you're rich. It's like I pointed out last week. Nick Saban, he's made $50 million in the last 5 or 6 years. Why would he need to coach another game? He doesn't. They do it because they love to do it. It gets in your blood.
It's funny during that national championship game that and committed a foul all night and one penalty, and he was just absolutely livid. He just
I mean,
perfection.
He's a great coach.
Well, I mean, you got to feel like Mississippi State, or not Mississippi, Michigan State kicks themselves all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, Michigan State, you're not going to be able to hold on.
You're not going to have a.
I'll never forget when he left Michigan State and came to LSU. I thought, no, this is bad
Yeah.
for the other teams in the SEC. Because he did that well with Michigan State.
What was his final?
I don't remember his final. But
What
I
was
mean,
his best achievement at Michigan State? I didn't keep.
I
up
want to
with
say
it.
they went 9-3 and beat Florida in the Citrus Bowl his last year.
That's pretty
Michigan
significant.
State, or one of they beat Florida or Alabama. I mean, it may have been Alabama they beat in the Citrus Bowl.
that's significant,
That's significant.
for Michigan State, or really it's significant for any Big Ten team to really come in and beat an SEC team,
Mhm.
except for Penn State.
Yeah.
Basketball front, just you never know what you're going to get. A major win over UConn on Saturday.
Yeah.
Went out against Vanderbilt and played like they'd never even saw basketball before.
I'll give that to him just because new coach. But you can't. I mean, they can only ride that crutch this year.
And the
But-
problem is, if you're good enough to beat UConn and Florida and play Kentucky to the wire and play Mississippi State to the wire, there's no excuse for going out and just getting pummeled.
No,
Or
you got to
lose.
be consistent.
I mean, Vanderbilt's a pretty good team, but I mean, they look
They're
like,
not Kentucky or
they look like a high school
UConn.
kid playing against Vanderbilt. They looked awful, and it's not. It's even more ridiculous than like losing to Georgia, and today they're playing Auburn, and just here in about an hour, at 6 o'clock, they're playing Auburn. If they manage to go out and lay an egg against Auburn on the road, I don't know if this team will finish above 500 this year.
I think it's road games. That's killing
Yeah,
them.
it's road games definitely are killing. They're good at home. Actually, this game against Auburn may be at home. I'm not sure, but either way, you got to beat teams you should beat. You should
That's the
beat
difference between a good team
You
and a
should
great
beat
team.
Austin Peay.
Oh yeah.
There's so many teams they've also proven the talent. They have the talent to actually do it. I'm just not sure what the disconnect is with getting them to do it. I mean,
It's all middle.
one thing about Bruce Pearl, he got everything he could get out of a team.
Mm-hmm.
Now, spring sports are around the corner, and UT baseball is about to crank up with Dave Serrano.
Yeah.
And I'm really looking forward to see what he can do.
I expect it may be a slower process in baseball because they only have something like 8.5 scholarships to give out a year. Because baseball's weird, you give out half scholarships in it.
Yeah.
And if you got like I said, knockout great pitcher, you might give him a full scholarship. But usually it's working with halves, and Tennessee's been pretty bad for a pretty good while. I mean, really, Delmonico's last 4 years were wretched, which is why he got fired. And then you just had terrible Todd Raleigh years too. But Serrato's a great coach, great manager. We'll see what he can do with him. Other thing, you know, like I say, National Signing Day week. Everybody can tune in for that. We'll talk about that next week.
And fans, if you're not doing anything Tuesday night, go to Halls. Don't get arrested, but go to Halls.
If you
Be on your
go,
best behavior.
show up and be
Excuse.
classy and don't do stupid stuff. You know,
Don't.
don't be like Halls fans. Basically, is what I say.
Yeah, don't
Yeah.
be like Halls fans.
But once again, Oak Ridge fans last night, they were passionate about the game. They were classy the entire way. Didn't hear a bad word.
That's a hallmark of Oak Ridge fans, though.
You know,
Classy.
great fans. But we'll be here, I guess, next week to talk about all that.
Right? Fans